Hey, welcome to Linguist Rising. So today we're diving into something I know a lot of you feel, that huge gap between totally understanding English and actually speaking it. We're going to figure out exactly why that happens, and, more importantly, I'm going to give you a simple, daily system to help you finally speak with the confidence you've been working so hard for.
I mean, does this sound familiar? You've spent so much time studying, you know the vocabulary, you can watch a whole movie and follow along, but then, when it's your turn to say something, your mind just goes completely blank. It is so frustrating, but you're not alone. And the best part? It's a problem we can absolutely fix.
So, why on earth does this happen? Well, let's call it the speaking paradox. You see, all that classroom learning, it's fantastic for building what linguists call your competence, basically your internal library of grammar rules and words. But speaking, that's performance. It's an active, real-time skill. Think of it like a muscle. You can't learn to lift weights by reading a book about it, right? You have to actually do it. And that muscle needs a very specific kind of workout to get strong.
So what's the solution? Well, it's definitely not about cramming more vocab lists or memorizing more rules. It's about a fundamental shift. We have to go from passively knowing English to actively using it. And the way we're going to do that is with a simple, consistent system that you can follow every single day to build real, solid speaking habits. Okay, so here it is. The whole system is built on just 3 simple daily blocks: speak, listen, and build. That's it. And look, we are not talking about hours and hours of study here. We're talking about maybe 10 to 20 focused minutes a day. That's all it takes to start seeing some incredible, truly noticeable progress. All right, let's jump into the first block. And honestly, this is the most important one. It's the one that really makes the biggest difference. You have to actually speak every single day. This is where we stop just thinking about English and start really thinking in English, actually producing the language ourselves.
Now, what's so interesting here is the goal. Notice it says fluency over perfection. This is absolutely key. The point here is to train the physical parts of speech, getting your mouth, your tongue, and your brain to all work together quickly. Mistakes, they're not just okay, they are proof that you're pushing yourself and actually learning, so embrace them.
So how do you actually do this? Well, here are a few really simple, low-pressure exercises to get you started. I really want you to try the just a minute technique. Pick any topic, your favorite food, your last vacation, anything, and just talk for 1 minute without stopping. It's way harder than it sounds, but it's amazing for building fluency. Or even simpler, just use the voice recorder on your phone. Remember, the goal isn't to be perfect, it's just to get those words out of your head and into the world.
Okay, let's move on to our second block. Listen intently. Now, I want to be clear, this is not about having a TV show on in the background while you cook dinner. This is focused, active listening, and it's specifically designed to retune your ear to the real sounds and rhythms of natural English.
The whole point here is that we're listening for the music of the language. You know, the rhythm, the intonation, the way sentences rise and fall. When you can really start to hear how English is supposed to sound, not just what the words mean, you'll start to naturally copy it in your own speech. This block is basically the bridge that connects what you hear to how you want to sound. And this is how we do it. Shadowing is an incredibly powerful technique. You literally try to speak along with a native speaker, at the same time matching their speed and their pitch. Seriously, think of it like karaoke for language learning. Or try dialogue dictation. It forces your brain to catch every single little sound. And resources like TED Talks or Voice of America are just perfect for this kind of focused practice. The whole idea here is 1 a day. So instead of trying to memorize a list of 20 words that you'll probably forget by tomorrow, the goal is to focus on learning just one new thing. Maybe a word, maybe a phrase, maybe a sentence pattern, and then, this is the important part, immediately use it in your speaking practice that same day. So how can you do this effectively? Well, you could start a simple vocabulary journal. Or you could focus on learning common phrase patterns, those chunks of language you can use in tons of different situations. And here's a fantastic tool for this, Youglish. It's a website that lets you search for any word, and then it shows you tons of video clips of people using it in real, authentic contexts. It's amazing. Okay, so we have our 3 blocks: speak, listen, and build. Now, let's put it all together into a practical daily routine, something you can actually stick with, day in and day out. Just look at how simple and adaptable this whole system can be. If you're a beginner, maybe your 10-minute routine is just describing a photo on your phone, shadowing a 30-second audio clip, and learning 1 new word from something in your house. If you're more intermediate, maybe you do a just-a-minute topic, try some dialogue dictation from a news clip, and master a new phrase. You see?
The system flexes to fit your level and your life. Now, this slide, this is so important because it really highlights the mental shift you need to make. We're moving away from passive studying, like just memorizing grammar rules, and moving towards active practice, like actually using that new grammar rule in a sentence that you create yourself. It's the difference between being a spectator watching the game and actually getting on the field and being a player. And here is a fantastic way to stay motivated. If you're doing the self-recording thing, just take a few minutes once a week to listen back to the very first recording you made that week and compare it to your last one. I promise you will be so surprised at the small improvements you can actually hear. This is how you prove to yourself that all this effort is really working. Please remember this. A massive 3-hour study session once a month is nowhere near as effective as just 15 minutes of focused, active practice every single day. It is the consistent, daily effort that builds real, lasting skill and confidence. It really is. So, to wrap this all up, I'm going to leave you with a challenge. Don't just think about this system, start it. Like right now. What's the one new English phrase you're going to learn and actively use in your speaking practice today? Go do it!